Hi, I'm Natalie, and I have been teaching Tantric meditations and healing for the past 8 years. And today I wanted to talk to you about things that I think women do during sex, which can interfere in their pleasure and can block the sexual energy from rising up in the body. So when we're talking about tantric sex or tantra in general, it's a very broad subject and, way or method or method of healing that we can go through in life or we can use in our life. And the main goal is to reach spiritual enlightenment, or at least to be a whole, happy human being. The regular healing, the normal healing journey that we all know and go through is amazing and important. But if we don't involve the second chakra and our sexuality in this process of healing, then it's always going to be lacking, and we're always going to be in some kind of separation because we're going to be separated, from our sexual and energetic body. So we want to involve our sexual organs in our healing process. And that usually happens when we masturbate or have sex with someone. Sometimes spiritual people have their spiritual life and the friends and the things that they do, and then in the shadows they have sex, and these things are not connected. And we want to connect, the meditation, being present, to our sexuality. We want to connect everything that we're going through on our healing journey. We want to connect it with our sexuality because sex is a part of life. We want to enjoy sex. We want to have good, healthy, loving sex so that we can form and build good and loving, healthy relationships. So if we use meditation in our day-to-day life to be more present, to be more aware of our triggers and our thoughts, and to pay attention to when we're in a loop and, when we need to go back to the sensations and reconnect, we want to do the same thing while having sexual experiences. We want to be very present in our body and very connected to the energy. As a tantric woman who has tantric sex, one of the things that blocks my sexual energy from actually going upwards is clenching my vagina. Now, this is more relevant for women, obviously, although it could be the same for men when they do clench their penis, and that also has a negative effect on the energy and its flow. But with women, it's especially important. Sometimes when I have sex, it's so much fun, and I find my body clenching and my vagina clenching and closing up. And what that does is it blocks the energy in the areas of the sexual organs, the genitals. And with women, it immediately reduces the sexual energy in the body. With men, sometimes it can cause premature ejaculation. With women, it can just bring the energy down if we clench too much. Another thing that it can do is it can force an orgasm, which is more masculine energy, and then we will lose the sexual energy and we won't want the sex to continue. One of the things I've realized recently is that when we're having sex, there is no aim or goal to orgasm because it's over when that happens. And we want to prolong the sexual energy for as long as we can without orgasming or without losing the energy. We want to stay in that tensed area for as long as we can because that's where all the pleasure and the fun happens. So if we're clenching our vagina, the sexual energy is going to be stuck in our vagina, and it will either reduce the sexual energy and basically the feeling of being horny, or we will orgasm, but it will be very short, very brief, and then no more sexual energy in the body. So a trick that I learned, or an exercise that you do when you practice tantric sex, is to start releasing the vagina when having sex, when the penis is inside. We can do it by breathing upwards, sometimes even rolling the eyes towards the third eye, the sixth chakra, and opening the vagina, and then also imagining or in our mind starting to follow the sexual energy from the vagina and up and up and up and up, and then it's like drinking it from a straw. And we do that during the sex and the stimulation. That opens up a whole new level of orgasms, of sensations, of pleasure, And it will also affect the person that we're having the intercourse with. He's going to feel it too, and it's going to come up and down in waves, and eventually it's going to come up and down, up and down. The longer we leave our vagina open and breathing, we are allowing the sexual energy to go up the body and experiencing more pleasure throughout the entire body, and not just, you know, down there and then it just goes out and it's done. So that's a tip. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not. I would love to hear from you in the comments, because I'm not sure where people are when, you know, we're talking about sexual energy, clenching, releasing. Does that make sense? Do you not know how to do that? Like, I'm not sure anymore, because every person is going on their own journey, and I don't know what journey you're going on, but I would love to hear about it. But a lot of the Kegels and a lot of yoga practices are aimed at strengthening the muscles in this area of the body, and then that allows us to have more control over the muscles there, including the muscles in our vagina or punani, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know why I'm so hot. Anyway, that's something that women who want to be more tantric and work with the sexual energy, that's something that they can do. And yeah, I'll upload more videos like this in the future. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you like the video, you're more than welcome to subscribe and to like. And I'll see you soon in my next video.